welcome back to the channel. Today we have got a little bit more of an educational one and revealing our plans moving forward, which are not very complicated at all, to be honest. They are quite simple. So I will actually get Ed to pull up the whole time frame of what we have got mapped out on the screen for you all to see whilst I'm talking. But basically the breakdown of it is, the timeline is pretty much mapped out throughout the whole off season and towards my prep in 2023. And when we actually break this down, it's broken down into phases that we will go through, with obviously progressing the stack design and moving forwards with the push and pullback phases and maintenance phases. So basically the plan moving forward is to actually have a full timeline mapped out that will take us up to our competitive season in 2023, as I do plan on returning back on stage in September 2023, which will more than likely be the first show around that time, and it will 95% will be the Arnold UK in September 2023. Both myself and Meg will be doing the same show, as Arnold UK will actually have the figure class on next year, and hopefully the year after when we both return back on stage. So my off season is coming to an end. I will do a separate video breaking down my blood work when I do receive it from Eval. I have had that done last week when I was actually poorly. Wasn't very well, but you know, all recovered now and feeling great and fantastic. Today actually has been a great day, so I'm looking forward to sharing this with you all. Basically, what I like to do myself and a lot of my clients is I like to map out time frames and almost plan ahead. My off season, plan ahead the whole kind of process. This is why it's called a process, because I do like to plan out the process, not just for now, but what is the process that's going to take me to where I need to be over a longer period of time. And that's something I actually do with a lot of my clients, and that is something that makes a long off season seem very, very short, simply because you are setting so many smaller goalposts. So for myself, my first goalpost post show was a recovery phase, get my health back in order, get everything checked out and ready, and prime my body to go into an off-season push and into a growing phase where my body fat is at a level where I'm able to gain muscle. Yes, as a reference point, guys, when you are super lean, you are not gaining any muscle. The only thing that your body's susceptible to is gaining body fat, not muscle. So when you see all these guys doing crazy rebounds, they're not gaining shit. We have done a podcast on this. Myself and Luke have spoke about this on my podcast that I did with him. So if you want to watch that back, we'll break down basically the mistakes that we did, and one of them has been doing a stupid rebound, which doesn't work. People just get fat and terrible off it. So hopefully you see how we map things out and how we work things. Basically, a recovery phase post show, prime your body to be ready to grow, which is pretty much what I did. So right now, the bit of an update that I wanted to share with you all is right now I'm sitting at 253 pounds. I will pull some pictures up here whenever Ed does that, that I will kind of send him through, and then you can see for yourself what the conditions looking like currently, and it's not looking too bad. It's not looking too shabby, I would say. I think things have been managed pretty well, if I'm totally honest. So definitely in a great spot, and I am definitely certainly looking forward to getting this season underway. I'm just definitely excited to present something a lot different than ever before, and I definitely think that it's the time that we need to basically grow. And I think I'm very comfortable taking time away from competing. I don't feel like you need to compete to stay relevant. I think that's a load of BS. The only way you stay relevant is when you win. If you don't win and you don't place well, you do not stay relevant. Doing a contest prep doesn't do that. But staying active in socials, sharing the process like I am, that makes you relevant. And again, all about what I do is, again, sharing a lot of the mistakes that I have made in past that I do rectify in order to progress and be better. So this is important, exactly why I like to do these videos for you guys, just to show you what can be done to improve upon your own process as I'm improving upon mine. So basically the timeline is set between myself and Luke as to what I need to do and how I need to do it, and I'm not going to rush the process. If I was to come back next year, yes, I know I can make significant changes, I can make great improvements, and probably slip into the second call out. But I do not want to be a second call out. I don't just want to be 7th, 8th, 6th. That's not what I want. I want first call outs. I want top threes. I'm probably 2023. I'm probably going to be a first call out. That's the goal. The goal is to never be out that first call out ever again. So I think it's achievable by 2023. I don't think it's achievable by next year, unless I take an approach of basically smashing things until the wheels fall off, which is not the approach that I like to take, keeping longevity in mind. I'm 27. I've still got 13, 14 years of competing ahead of me. I know that I can make more progress than ever this year and the next through everything that I've learned with training application, with nutrition, with recovery, with the things that truly matter when it comes to building muscle. And that's one, taking your time. One thing that actually myself and Dr. Scott Stevenson have spoke about is maintenance phases and holding the muscle tissue that you've built. And that's something that I probably didn't do enough of last year and in past, is when you reach a certain level of new musculature, the new muscle needs time to settle. The satellite cells need time to settle, and actually you need to own that muscle. To do that, you have to spend a certain amount of time, and I think Dr. Scott pulled up some studies. It's basically around a month or two where you have to hold that body weight and reach new homeostasis, where your body is comfortable at a certain level of musculature. Because believe it or not, guys, your body doesn't want to hold all that muscle. You have to give it a reason to hold it. So when you reach a new peak level in off-season and you go straight into a diet phase, that is when people just lose muscle and kind of just wither away. That is not what I'm going to do. So the time frame that I do have mapped out is simple. November 20th, we'll begin our off-season, which is obviously in a couple of days' time. So as you probably watch this video, I'm probably just starting out my off-season. My body composition is pretty decent. This is the leanest I've been at this body weight, at this phase. Obviously, the supplementation has been extremely minimal. Has been in maintenance since the show. I'm in great health. Everything's checked out. I've had an ECG done. So everything seems to be in a great spot. I'm fit, I'm strong. I'm in the best possible position to ever be starting out. So November 20th will begin, and we will wrap this phase up between May the 14th and May 21st. That's kind of the end of this push, and then we will basically go into a maintenance phase, which I mentioned is where we hold the muscle tissue, solidify what we've earned, and try not to basically allow that muscle to go away whilst we stay at maintenance, obviously supplementation. And then once we've completed 6 to 8 weeks on that, that will be followed by another push, which will be again 25 weeks, which will begin July 16th, 2022. And that second push will take us all the way up to January 7th, 2023, which will be 25 weeks of basic growing phase planned. And then again, that will be our recovery phase, which we'll go into, and maintenance phase again, making sure that health is on point and keeping tabs of that, as again, you can't push your body past a certain limit, and that's exactly why we've got things mapped out the way we do. And March the 4th, 2023, post 8 weeks of the maintenance recovery phase, that is when we will basically be sorting the second push-up and getting that over with. And then March the 4th, wrapping that push-up, going sort of a maintenance phase, and then setting ourselves up for a 26-week prep, which will begin around mid-2023. So when you see things broken down into these steps, it doesn't actually seem so far away. It is actually extremely close. So that's pretty much the plan set, guys. I will do a separate video on what my blood work is looking like and things to look out for, and how things are from there, which hopefully does get a lot of interest. Something I'm very big on, staying on top of blood work. And as you will have seen with previous videos, I have had my blood work done religiously for the past year, every 8 weeks, along with a heart scan with ECG. And I am really making sure I stay on top of my health, and that's something I preach to a lot of people, and I think a lot of you need to take a big lesson away from this. You cannot put a price on your health, so that's something you should all reinvest to, especially being in this game. You know, we need to make sure that we do not sacrifice health for results at any point, and that is something that, you know, I have been trying to preach for some time throughout my content that I do, because again, I care about people. I love the sport and I love the people in it, and I love everything this sport brings. But with a lot of things out there, I definitely think that we should lead by example and preach longevity in the sport, so that we do not see deaths, we do not see people make silly mistakes, and we do not see the damage that can potentially be done through being irresponsible. So we try to preach the more responsible way, and how things go in general. Doing it the right way, and I will definitely show you guys what can be done when you put a lot more emphasis into all the areas of life that truly matter for progression, which is obviously daily routine, discipline, the structure side of things as well, and putting less emphasis more on the darker side of the sport. So that pretty much maps out our whole off season. A little bit of an off season update for you all. An update on the plans ahead up until the 2023. So this is pretty much the next step of the process, and the process will take you all the way up until 2023. So I'm looking forward to sharing more content with you all and bringing a lot more. I'm not going to say knowledge, because, you know, that's going to make me sound like, you know, someone that I'm just trying not to be. But I want to share as much of my process with you all, so you can all learn and take something away from this, and take something away from the way I like to play things and run things. So hopefully, guys, you can take something away from this video. And if any of you are struggling to take longer time away from stage, I'm sure this video will help you in pursuit of greatness and pursuit of progression, which is exactly what my goal is. My goal is to step back on stage and never be out of that top call out, and I know what needs to be done, and that does mean taking time away from stage and competing for both myself and Meg. Her plan is very similar as well, and the way I've mapped things out for Meg is pretty much in line with what I have planned. So the things that you see presented there, it's the same schedule for Meg, as she's aiming to return back on stage at the same time as myself. So and it helps having a partner with the same mindset and same mind frame as yourself. It certainly makes my life a lot easier, being able to give my all to the sport and the business, and obviously grow our coaching together with our team, and be able to help more people and reach a wider audience together. I think that's, you know, a blessing to have her and be able to do that. And you know, as I say, you know, I'm just very, very, very grateful for the daily process and just enjoying it and living the life that I always wanted, living my dream daily, guys. So thank you so much. Subscribe, like, do all the fun stuff, comment below whatever else you want to see, and we'll catch up again soon.